Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be diving headfirst into the world of strategy with Playing to Win. How strategy really works. It's summarized in the 1-Hour Guide by Anil Nathu.
Oh, great pick.
Now, strategy can sound, well, a little daunting, to be honest.
Yes.
But the 1-Hour Guide really breaks down these complex ideas into insights that are a lot easier to digest.
Yeah.
And, it's perfect for busy people, like you, probably, who want to get to the heart of the matter quickly.
I think what I really like about this 1-Hour Guide, and the book itself, really, is that the authors, A.G. Lafley and Roger Martin, I mean, we're talking a former P&G CEO and a strategy consultant. They don't just talk theory. They bring real-world experience.
Yeah, and that's something I really love about all of Anil Nathu's 1-Hour Guides. You get these real-world examples, like the Olay brand transformation, which, well, we'll get to later. But first, I want you to think of this deep dive as like unlocking the secrets to winning any game.
Yeah.
Playing to win boils down to answering 5 key questions.
5 key questions.
And the first one.
The first one is all about defining your winning aspiration.
Okay, winning aspiration.
And it's not just about setting those, financial goals, but about digging deep and figuring out what success means to you.
Not to me, not to the author, to you.
To you.
I love how the 1-Hour Guide uses P&G as an example here. Their winning aspiration. It wasn't just about profits. It was about improving consumers' lives.
Yeah.
Take a second. Just think about that. It's like a completely different way of framing their purpose. And it actually drives real innovation.
And that's what's so powerful about a clearly defined winning aspiration. It's like a compass. It's a guiding principle for every decision you make.
Decisions.
The 1-Hour Guide by Anil Nathu also brings up Starbucks and their mission, which is to inspire and nurture the human spirit.
I mean, come on.
Right. It might sound a little, lofted.
A little, but it translates into tangible choices about everything.
Right.
I mean, from store design to customer service. Wow. It's crazy how a seemingly abstract concept can shape the, concrete details of a business. It's a great reminder to think about your own aspirations and how they, how they influence the choices you make every single day, right?
Absolutely. This is a principle you can apply to anything. I mean, whether you're running a company or managing a team or just trying to achieve a personal goal.
Exactly. So we've got this North Star, this winning aspiration, guiding us. But then comes the question of where to play.
Where to play.
The 1-Hour Guide. It really emphasizes the importance of choosing the right battlefield.
Yeah, and it's about being strategic, right? Choosing where you'll focus your energy. It could be specific markets or customer segments, product categories, or even just choosing the right projects to tackle at work.
So many choices.
Yeah.
And this is where the 1-Hour Guide summary of the Olay example gets really, really interesting.
Interesting. How so?
So instead of trying to compete in the crowded market for, older women's skincare, P&G made this strategic decision to target a new customer segment completely. Women in their mid-30s looking for affordable anti-aging solutions.
Wow, that's smart.
Right.
They found a gap.
And it was a huge success. By repositioning the brand and focusing on a specific customer segment, they found a playing field where they could truly win. And you know what? This isn't just a lesson for, big corporations. It's something you can apply to your own career.
I was just thinking that.
Are you focusing your skills and energy in the right areas? Are you targeting the right audience?
I am not sure I am.
It's a good question to ask. Sometimes we get so caught up in doing the work that we forget to step back and ask ourselves, are we even playing on the right field?
Yeah, are we?
And that leads perfectly to the next question, how to win.
How to win.
I love it.
And the 1-Hour Guide by Anil Nathu breaks down the how to win question into 2 main paths, differentiation and cost leadership.
Okay, so it's like the classic underdog story versus the well-oiled machine.
Ooh, I like that.
You either offer something truly unique and different, or you figure out a way to do it more efficiently and cost-effectively than anyone else.
Precisely. And the 1-Hour Guide uses Pampers as a great example here. Pampers. So instead of trying to beat Huggies on price, P&G focused on innovation, creating better performing diapers. That justified their premium price point.
I mean, they weren't just competing on features. They were solving a real problem for parents, leaky diapers. And that's a powerful way to differentiate yourself. What's your Pampers moment? What's that one thing that sets you apart from the competition, that value you deliver that nobody else can?
I love that. The Pampers moment. I'm going to think about that.
Think about it.
It's about identifying what your customers truly value and delivering on that need better than anyone else. That's the key to winning in any market, no matter how crowded it might be.
It's so true. Okay, so we have our winning aspiration, we have our playing field, we have our unique how to win strategy. What's next in the 1 Hour Guide?
Well, now it's time to talk about capabilities, which are the essential skills and systems that make your chosen strategy work.
That's an interesting one. The 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu refers to P&G again here.
Sure does.
They weren't just lucky. They invested heavily in areas like consumer understanding, brand building, and constant innovation.
And, it's not about being lucky. It's about putting in the work. Think of it like baking a cake.
Yeah.
You need the right ingredients and L&D the right tools to execute the recipe successfully. P&G strategically developed those tools, those capabilities over time. It reminds us that we all have strengths with things we do better than anyone else. But building capabilities, it's about more than just talent. It's about making deliberate choices about where to invest your time, your energy, and resources.
So it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart.
Yeah.
Are there any other important takeaways from this section of the 1 Hour Guide?
Well, the 1 Hour Guide makes a great point about how important it is to understand your own capabilities and then to consider where you might need to develop new ones to achieve your winning aspiration. It's about constantly evaluating and evolving your skill set to stay ahead of the game. Welcome back to our deep dive into Playing to Win and its brilliant summary in the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. As we've been talking about, the authors, Lafley and Martin, they lay out these 5 crucial questions that, they act as a framework for building a winning strategy.
Like building blocks.
But they also go deeper into some really fascinating concepts that can help you put those questions into practice.
Yeah. I feel like it's not just about understanding the framework, it's about knowing how to actually apply it. And, the 1 Hour Guide highlights a really powerful tool for that. Reverse engineering your strategy.
Reverse engineering. That's right. It's almost like working backwards from your desired outcome. It's about figuring out all the steps and pieces that need to be in place to get there. And it forces you to think strategically and break down those, those big audacious goals into actionable steps.
So let's say my goal is, I don't know, to become a published author. How would I reverse engineer that using the insights from the 1 Hour Guide?
Okay, great example. So first, the 1 Hour Guide reminds us to be, crystal clear about what being a published author actually means to you.
What does it really mean?
Yeah, is it getting a traditional publishing deal? Is it self-publishing? Is it hitting a certain number of book sales?
Right, so many options these days. But getting specific about the outcome, that's key.
Absolutely. Once you're clear on that, you can start asking the question, what would have to be true for me to achieve that?
Okay.
And so that might mean, maybe it means writing a certain number of words every day, or finding an agent, or building an online platform, or learning how to market a book.
So many pieces. It's about identifying those key milestones.
Yeah.
Those smaller goals.
Yeah.
That, they'll lead you to the ultimate outcome.
Exactly. And the 1 Hour Guide really emphasizes that this process can also help you uncover any blind spots.
Blind spots.
Yeah, like maybe you realize you need to take a writing course at a town, or connect with other authors, or learn about book cover design, things you might not have even thought about before.
It's amazing. It's like the 1 Hour Guide gives you a blueprint for success. It's the tools to not only define the destination, but to map out the entire journey.
It's the map and the tools. And this idea of reverse engineering, it can be applied to anything, any goal at all, whether it's starting a business or landing a promotion, or even, learning a new skill.
So many things. Okay, so we've got the big picture with the 5 key questions and a powerful tool to break down those goals. But the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu also dives into something else that I think is often overlooked. Management systems.
Management systems. Yeah. Such an important part. And it's not just for big companies either.
Yeah.
Even if you're working on a personal project or managing your own career, having systems in place can make a huge difference.
I think people often underestimate the importance of systems. They think it's all about having a great idea or working really hard. But the 1 Hour Guide, it's a great point about how systems are essential for executing your strategy effectively.
Systems are like, the behind-the-scenes machinery that keeps everything running smoothly. Yeah. The 1 Hour Guide uses the example of P&G's innovation review process.
Yeah.
They didn't just brainstorm new ideas randomly. They had a structured system for evaluating and developing those ideas from start to launch.
So it's not just about being creative, it's about having a process to channel that creativity and turn it into, tangible results.
I like that. And the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu also highlights the importance of aligning incentives with your strategy.
Incentives.
It's making sure that people are rewarded for behaviors that actually contribute to winning.
So it's not just about working hard. It's about working smart.
Yeah.
And being recognized for it. How can we apply that to our personal lives?
Well, think about it this way. What are your goals? And what systems do you have in place to support those goals? Maybe it's blocking off time on your calendar for, creative work, or setting up a system to track your progress.
You're designing your environment to support your success.
Exactly. And here's another key takeaway from the 1 Hour Guide that I found really powerful. They emphasize that these systems, they aren't static. They need to evolve along with your strategy.
Right. So what worked when you were first starting out might not be as effective as you grow or your goals change.
Exactly. The 1 Hour Guide stresses the importance of having feedback loops in place so you can constantly evaluate how well your systems are supporting your overall strategy.
Oh, it's like those course correction maneuvers you do in space, right? You're constantly monitoring your trajectory and making small adjustments. Stay on track.
That's a great analogy. The 1 Hour Guide shares examples of how companies like P&G build those feedback loops into their operations. They hold regular reviews. They track key performance indicators, ER, and most importantly, they're not afraid to change course if something isn't working.
That's a huge takeaway. It's easy to get attached to a plan or a system, even when it's not serving us anymore. We have to be willing to let go and adapt.
Absolutely. And that leads us to another crucial aspect of playing to win, dealing with those inevitable uncertainties and challenges. Even with the best strategy, things don't always go according to plan.
That's where resilience comes in, right? That ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward, even when it gets tough.
Exactly. And this is something the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu emphasizes throughout the summary. It's about having the grit and determination to stick with your strategy, even when things get, messy.
It's like building a muscle. The more you face challenges and overcome them, the stronger, more resilient you become.
And the 1 Hour Guide reminds us that, setbacks are inevitable. It's not about avoiding them. It's about learning from them and using those experiences to make your strategy even stronger.
It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent and being willing to learn and adapt along the way.
Exactly. The 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for growth. It's about shifting your mindset from, why is this happening to me, to what can I learn from this?
No. It's about reframing those setbacks as valuable lessons.
Exactly. Building resilience is an ongoing process, and the 1 Hour Guide offers some great advice on how to do it. It's about developing coping mechanisms, seeking support from mentors or colleagues, and celebrating your wins along the way.
Oh, that's so important. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget to acknowledge our own progress. Celebrating those small wins, especially when facing a tough challenge, can be so motivating.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into playing to win.
We've covered a lot of ground, from defining your winning aspiration to building resilience. But as I was revisiting the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu, one thing really stood out to me. It's something that the authors emphasize throughout the book, the importance of communication.
Oh, yeah. Communication. It's huge. And, it's so easy to get so focused on the, strategic planning and execution that we forget about the human element completely. But even the best strategy is going to fall flat if you can't communicate it effectively to your team, your stakeholders, or even to yourself.
Totally. It's like having this amazing blueprint dropper, but nobody knows how to read it or where to start building.
It's like speaking a different language.
Yeah.
And the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu, it offers some really, really valuable insights on how to communicate your strategy in a way that, inspires and motivates people to get on board.
So it's not just about sending out a memo or giving a presentation in London. It's about making sure everyone understands the WHY behind the strategy.
The big WHY.
The big WHY.
And the 1 Hour Guide really emphasizes the importance of clarity and simplicity. You need to be able to articulate your vision in a way that everyone can understand, no matter what their background is or their level of expertise.
So ditch the jargon.
Yeah.
And the complex charts and graphs.
Yeah, the 1 Hour Guide encourages leaders to use storytelling and visuals and real-life examples to bring the strategy to life, make it relatable, make it engaging. You know, not just a dry list of bullet points.
Yeah, it's about painting a picture of the future you're trying to create.
Yes.
And inviting everyone to be a part of that journey.
Exactly. And you know this, the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu. It reminds us that communication shouldn't be a one-way street.
Two-way.
Two-way. It's not just about broadcasting your vision. It's about actively listening to feedback, incorporating new ideas, and making adjustments along the way.
You know, I'm thinking about this a lot lately. It's about creating a culture of open communication where everyone feels like they have a voice and can contribute to the overall success of the strategy.
It takes a village. And remember, communication, it isn't just about words, it's also about actions.
Actions speak louder than words.
Your team needs to see that you're walking the talk, living the values, and making decisions that are aligned with the strategy you've laid out.
It's like Ferdy, you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk. You're showing your team that you're truly committed to the plan.
And that's Ferdy. That's what makes the 1 Hour Guide by Anil Nathu so valuable. It provides a holistic framework for thinking about strategy, from defining your winning aspiration to building resilience, from choosing your playing field to putting the right systems in place. And it emphasizes that communication is a critical element that ties everything together.
I love how the 1 Hour Guide manages to distill these complex concepts into actionable insights. It's a must-read for anyone who wants to level up their strategic thinking.
Yeah.
Whether they're leading a team, running a business, or we're just trying to achieve their personal goals.
Yeah. It's a reminder that strategy isn't just for CEOs and executives. It's a skill that anyone can develop and apply to every aspect of their lives.
Well said. And on that note,
I
think we've reached the end of our deep dive into playing to win. Any final thoughts for our listeners before we wrap things up?
Yeah, just this. Remember, that strategy is a journey. It's not a destination. It's about constantly learning, adapting, and evolving.
Yeah.
And it's about having the courage to keep playing to win, even when the game gets tough.
Love it. And if you're looking for a guide on that journey, be sure to check out Anil Nathu's 1 Hour Guide, Summary of Playing to Win.
Yeah.
You'll find a wealth of insights and practical tips that you can start applying today.
You can. It's a great way to get up to speed on the key concepts and start thinking more strategically about your own goals and aspirations.
Thank you for joining us today. Visit the 1 Hour Guide website for more business insights by Anil Nathu.